Oh, just in time, man. Video just ended with a bunch of ads at the beginning, at the end. Wow. But anyway, hopefully it doesn't do that. It might. What's going on? Hopefully you can hear me. I can't really tell if that's coming through. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, everybody. Looks like I'm starting back with the new StreamYard hours. Yes. Yo, what's up, Rusty? Rusty, man. I got some of Jimmy's music added up here now, so I can listen to music. Isn't that cool? Huh. How you doing, Rusty? What's going on? What's going on, brother? I'm just gonna be kicking it for a few, man. Uh, going to the doctor here at the beginning of the week. Just home for fishing. On, right on. Yeah, Rusty. Yeah, man. You want to hear one of his songs particularly? I don't have them all up here, but if so, shout it out, man. I'll play one. Otherwise, I'll just play one a bit later. Just hang out for a few. Hmm. I got to roll one up, basically. What kind of fishing did you go do today, my man? I know we got all kinds, right? I hope you and your family are doing good, my brother. Yo, Grady, what's up, bro? How you doing? Oh, you went catfishing. Right on, right on. Grady, I only have that one co-host spot, so I moved it. I'll put you back on when you need to be back on. I know you gave me two different email addresses, but remember, I only have one spot. So next time you want to add on, just give me the right email address the first time, and bam, bam, we'll make it happen. I really enjoyed that. I hope you did too. And like Minnie, I told Minnie you were editing the whole time. Don't be jealous. But not much is up, Grady. I'm chilling, man. What about you? When can we look forward to some new dungeons, Grady? When do they drop? I did go. I got on Party today, Grady. You don't have to download it, but it's kind of a weird app. I mean, a kind of weird website thing because it's like I don't know. It crashes a lot and stuff. It wasn't that great, but anyway, I went through the kind of non-eventful stream of yesterday, if you know what I mean. I don't know if I'll be back at party or not, but you opened my mind to at least try it out. It's not an app, so I didn't have to download anything. Who knows? Well, did you get dinner, Rusty, man? What you got? Did you get freezer full? Oh, right on. Good point. Good point with that, Greg. Shit. Good point with that. I like how that card I asked for, he put it up for $50. I was just saying, do it again if somebody wants. I was like, no, no, no. You were mad. You were mad, man. But it's okay. He's okay. So maybe tomorrow. All right, all right. I'll check tomorrow. How about that? I'll just make my agreement from my side. I'll check tomorrow. I can't imagine how it went. You know what I mean? Yo, what's up, off grid? How you doing, bro? Off grid, I got another. I literally have another box ready for you. Uh, I'm thinking of what day works. I don't know yet, but one day this week I'll send out another box of videotapes, man. I kind of like some of them that I was like handpicked for you. Some of them I'm like, I'll watch this one more time and see if you enjoy it. You know, I got to downsize and stuff, man. You know, I'm gonna get my whole or my mom's worth of stuff in the house. You know, my dad's got to move out of there, so we're gonna have a lot more stuff. We're gonna have to get a bigger storage unit. So anything I can downsize, I'm happy to. And if it goes to the right home, that's the deal. You know, it's not a problem, man. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. You know, they're not all going to be winners, but that's how you find good movies. Watch them all. How's it going with your neighbor off grid? You guys getting along? I saw him in a couple of days, but then I haven't seen you since. Which is cool. But just want to make sure everything's going good. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I think he already mailed it actually, Grady. It's just like when he was so mad or whatever, he was like, I can get more out of somebody or something and make it like a little bit of a slight or whatever. I get it, man. I don't care. I know he'll give me, he always over delivers, of course, So in value, he's going to over deliver anyway. It's just like that's totally even my idea, right? Like, hey, I want to get Minnie playing golf. I mentioned to him, look at Larry in the old what is it, the Three Stooges thing, and mix that with a little bit of Jackie Mason from Part Two of Caddyshack, and then I said mix that with the fucking colors for Easter since the time. Oh, he was over last night. Good, man. That's all I'm saying. Is like I'm hoping you guys are fucking doing well, man. It's good to have a buddy, right? Good to have a buddy around, bro. I went ahead. I took a couple steps off grid. I bought some baking soda, and I bought some already like cookie dough or whatever. So because now I'll start with the cookie dough to practice a couple times, and then I'll make my own. You got me inspired off grid, and I'm gonna get some of that salt too. I know these kids will dig it if I can make homemade cookies and put whatever we want in them, put like other candies in them and stuff. That'll be fun. I just never been much of a baker. Man, you got me in. I watch your recipe. We'll see how it goes. You still here, Rusty? I know I don't have my camera on. I'm not gonna, I guess. I'll be back on Tuesday. I didn't even know I had StreamYard time, but hey, back in business. Yo, Rusty, if you're still here, man, if you want to hear a specific Jimmy song that I might have on here, I'll play it for you. Let me know, man. Yeah, because off grid, I started ordering delivery like grocery from Amazon Fresh. Seems like a weird and overly indulgent thing to do, but I did it a couple times, and I guess it's easy enough. But here, it's not like walking in the store and looking at the shelves. I have to think, what do I want? And it's like deli meat and guacamole, I guess. You know, it's like it's hard for me to decide. I gotta go look. You know, I gotta go hunt. I'm not good off the top of the head. What do you want? Anyways, that's been cool enough, man. Hit up Amazon Fresh and get some grapes and stuff. At least those come through real nice. I get those big Stoke cold brew coffees. I know that's a waste of money, man, but they're kind of good. I can make my own fucking coffee. It's a waste of money, but they're kind of good. I'm gonna go to the doctor on Tuesday. Got to get my haircut again on Monday because there's 2 moles on the back of my head that I'm trying to get removed in there. But if I get further things done, it might mess up my face for a minute. I don't know, man. So I hope to be here Tuesday night. Meaning I'm sure I'll be somewhere. Meaning I hope to be streaming Tuesday night. Let me put it clear if I can. Yeah. Seems like when they cut it off, it's only for 24 hours. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, even when it says learn more, like you're approaching your time limit, learn more. I don't really care. It's like as long as I can click go live on that, I'll wear out that time and then come back to YouTube. You know, this is cool again because I can play the music, right? So I'm gonna do that. I mean, I'll pick a Jimmy song then. Okay. Devil on Earth by Jimmy Cross.
I don't believe in anything. I only know what I know. Like water's wet.
He pays for it's only 10.
Blue,
yeah.
And when it rains, it makes the grass grow. But believe what you want. Just don't lay it on me.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of perks just for $10. I don't think that's that bad of a price. You know what I mean? I'm just not there yet.
And for what it's worth, I don't know there is a God, but I know there's a devil on earth. Because I've seen a lot of evil things, and people just look the other way. Like vanity, pride, and greed seem to be just fine today. But believe what you want, just don't lay it on me. And for what it's worth, I don't know there is a God, but I know there's a devil on earth.
Oh yeah, Grady. A lot of times if you're registered for like food stamps or something, they give you discounts. Yeah, shit like that. I hear you.
Who'll save us now when everyone has got lost somehow? But believe what you want, just don't lay it on me. And for what it's worth, I don't know there is a God, but I know there's a devil on earth. It wasn't all that long ago when people didn't act this way. They look you in the eye and smile and say hi. I don't know why it went the other way, but believe what you want, just don't lay it on me. And for what it's worth, I don't know there is a God, but I know there's a devil on earth. what you
So
want.
Grady, I'll add you back as a
Just
co-host.
don't
I just
lay it on me.
need to know which email it should be, you know, whether
And
it's
for
Shady
what
Grady or
is
the other one.
worth, I don't know. There is a God, but I know there's a devil on earth.
One more Jimmy song. How about that? This one a little more upbeat.
I lost everything when I lost you. Sounds cliche, but the words are true. Every tree in the breeze seems to call your name. Again, it's cliche, but it's true the same. Again, it's cliche, but it's true the same.
Oh, well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. It was hung up for a minute. I was hung up because I sent it to the other one, and you were looking at Shady Grady. So I used Shady Grady eventually. Anyway, your preference. It's which email you're going to check. You know what I'm saying?
Never knew love till I found you. Sounds cliche, but it's just what I do. I see your face in every girl that walks by. Again, it's cliche,
You're probably right because it looks like I got right back on in 24 hours. So you're probably right that that's how long they put you down. But I didn't know how long it was going to be or whether I needed to co-host space for somebody in the meantime. Right?
But the world wasn't good enough for us. And I'm sorry, it's true that I couldn't take better care of you. And I will always miss you. I was lost in a fog till I found you. Sounds cliche, but what can I do? My heart's
All right, there you go. I dropped that Jordan link to send you if you have any interest.
again, it's cliche, but it's true the same. Again, it's cliche, but it's true the same. And I miss you so bad, but we couldn't live in a world so sad. So I forgive you. Yes, it's true. And I wish all the best for you. And I will not forget you.
Right on, Grady. All right, well, that's cool. I'll hang out here and listen to some music and smoke a joint, man. Time for me to roll one up. Take care of business, bro.
And I love you.
I'll be right back. Put in a videotape. I can get away with that shit.
But the world wasn't good enough for us. And I'm sorry. Yes, it's true that I couldn't take better care of you. And I will always love you. Again, it's cliche, but it's true the same. Again, it's cliche, but it's true the same. I never knew love till I found you. Sounds cliche, but it's just what I do. I see your face in every girl that walks by. Again, it's cliche, but it ain't.
Rang, 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 rang. Back in. What's going on? Yo, SCP.
If I were a deer
How you
in the
doing?
woods, I'd slay all the young does, knock 'em down in rows, and dodge every bullet that I could. If I were a deer in the woods, hope that
Well, that's
verse
great to
didn't
hear.
offend too many people. It wasn't in line with the Me Too movement. Wouldn't want to
I'm
get
doing fine.
canceled. Here's another one for you. If I
Just
were
rolling
an
one
eagle
up right now.
in the sky, I'd
Well,
fly
two.
over the clouds and scream oh so loud and catch every rabbit I flew by. If I were an eagle,
Because I distracted myself when I pulled out two papers, so I'm gonna roll two joints. It's okay. I can use it.
Mighty tasty too. Oh no, here come the vegans.
All right, gal pal. Let me get the first one out of the way.
If I were a shark in the sea, I'd eat every fish, do all that I wish, and be the best.
Grady said he's got to go do something outside. He said he'll come on the panel though.
If I were a shark
So
in the sea,
don't hesitate
now
to
I got
join,
green
gal
beans
pal.
out.
Let me put it back in.
What'll they think
Join in.
of
Grady's gonna
now?
come up, I believe.
I don't know. I guess I'll just blame the
He's
president.
busy, but I guess we're a good distraction. Very windy, huh? I believe you. It has
If
been, huh?
I were a human being, I wouldn't be allowed to do
Wind patterns everywhere, man.
anything.
What a strange
Everybody
winter.
would judge me when I talk
And remember, not
loud
last
and
summer,
sing.
but the summer
So
before
I'd
that.
be
Remember how
fall
hot that
down
was?
drunk,
Wow.
and I'd
That was a
mess
wild
up
summer. This was a wild
everything.
winter so far, you know?
I'd
Or
end up in
was.
prison with my arm in a sling, and they'd tell me that I'm bad no matter how hard I try to be good. So I'd rather be a deer in the woods. It's good to be a deer. Your friends will introduce you when you are very young,
Hello. Wait, hold on.
and soon
Hello.
best
Shit.
friends you quickly will become. And even if you'd rather be alone, he'll never leave your side.
I keep messing that up. Sorry, I'm gonna kick myself out of here accidentally.
Try to run, find there is.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, Doug, what's up? I'm doing good.
You found me already.
It's quick. So it's windy out there. What have you been up to this weekend?
Oh, not much. I went out. I was out. I just got back. I was like, oh no, shit, Joe's cool. Or Joe's cool. Joe's live.
I mean, I'm cool most of the time, but I'm live right now. So,
I'll give you being cool too.
and it's like, if Brady comes back, that'll be cool. Because, man, I know he's funny. I've noticed.
Hey, Doug. I'm like, what's he doing by himself? And I saw Grady. I was like, where did Grady? Was Grady up here?
Grady, the other day, it was really cool because he had talked to me a few times about how he'd come up and post like music videos, and he did. So that was really cool. So we'll do that again sometime.
Then I'm like, oh, he's playing music. Is he even there? I started typing. I'm like, I don't hear him answering me or anything. Maybe he's not even home.
Right. Yeah, I left it on the other day, but that's just because I was already out of time. I was already out of stream time, so I was burning it.
Oh, okay. So how's your weekend going?
Not too bad. Not as bad as I expected.
Not as bad as I expected it to.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the doctor on Tuesday. I mean, it shouldn't be a big deal, but I always get anxiety,
Oh, okay.
Don't like to be looked at. Yeah, so it's been uneventful, but I don't know. I've been experimenting with a little bit of cooking things that I haven't done before.
Oh, okay. Why's your mic? Your mic keeps going in and out.
Oh shoot! It really maybe because I'm on this old phone. Hold on. Hello. How about now?
Yeah, it keeps breaking up, Joe.
Okay, I'm gonna go down and come back up. You can stay here.
All right.
Or what? How's that go? How do I do that? Remove myself from the stage? What do I do?
I don't know. I've never done StreamYard.
Oh, you got me now. So my mic's breaking up. I'm gonna try to get out of here and come right back.
Yeah, it breaks up. Who else is down there? Come on up. Huh? Oh, here he comes. You there?
I am back. Test. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
And off grid, how does Siberian Gospel sound? Thanks for your patience. I had to go out and come back as this app is so weird. Like that changed. Whatever.
Yeah, SA used to come on and talk to us all the time on the panel, and now he broke up so bad we can't. It's so like really bad when he comes.
And that's how. Remember when I first started coming in Galpal, and I have such a bad Wi-Fi. We had crazy issues when I was coming into Doug's, and that one time I was just echoing forever. I was like, I just can't deal with this chaos, you know. Right on, Grady. So Alfred said, "You sound great, SGP," and then Grady says he's getting his computer to reboot. So you'll have a guess.
Yeah, mine kept buffering really bad last night. I had to like clear it all up and start all over. Every place I went, I fall behind.
Right. Right on, Doug. Right on, Doug. I'll put the link back in too. Just so it's fixable like that.
Oh, the wind here's been terrible. Windy.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's kind of why. That was part of why I was like, how was your weekend? Because maybe there's not much you can do outside, right?
Oh yeah, it's like 50 some degrees at least, but the wind will just blow you over.
Yeah, I've been sweating now for 3 days, but that's inside. It's not like, but the heat is not kicking on. It's just warm,
Right. Yeah. So we ventured out. We went to the dispensary. We went and got food. We went in a grocery store on the other side of town we'd never been in. We couldn't find anything. It was set up different, and the people. It was like the not good part of town. I said, "Oh, I didn't even know that this had become a bad part of town." We were laughing about it.
Oh, right. Just the other side of town. If you don't visit for like 3 years, you don't know.
Yeah. Everybody was like, "Oh, when did this become a shithole?"
Right. Oh man, welcome to the future.
Yeah, the population here has grown astronomically. Like there weren't schools. There was all farms out here when I came here, and it's slowly becoming housing developments, like mass housing developments. There wasn't even schools out here. They've built schools, more schools, and they're going to have to build more schools because they built so many houses. But I hadn't even been on that side of town. It used to be like kind of bougie, and then we went in the grocery store, and I'm like, Wendy, when does this become a shithole? We were like in there laughing. We were like laughing. But yeah, we drove around. And then I'm like, I don't even remember the streets over here. We got lost. And then we tried to turn into Sheets, and someone was in the, you go in and out. Someone was in the in thing, and she was blowing the horn. And I was, oh. Fun day Sunday. Come on up on the greatest show on earth.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was just checking everything because again, I was worried about the Wi-Fi. You were talking about it. I was like, you know what? Everybody's having choppy service. And I looked and I was like, let me make sure I don't have power saver on and all. And then I kicked myself out. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing that things could change so quickly. But the population here blew up too. They didn't have schools here when we came through. Like as our kids were being born, new schools were being opened that they were being put in.
Yeah. It's unreal.
Yeah.
I clear down into Frederick to go to high school, and by the time my daughter went to high school, they had a new high school built out here.
Right.
She didn't go to.
Yeah, we had a couple of them that our kids opened like they were the inaugural year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my son went across the street to elementary school. By the time Autumn went to elementary school, they had a new elementary school built up the road that she went to.
Well, my daughter's moving up. Like she's going to be in middle school, and now she gets all A's, and so she's in like gifted programs. And so when they move her on, it's going to be a different school, and she's going to start in like the highest level.
Oh, good.
Yep. Speaking of which, hi, how you doing, daughter? Now get out of here. I'll give you some more cookies later, all right?
And then her brother had died in Baltimore. We'd spent uh, like 3 days running back and forth to Baltimore last week and the week before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he lived in the Jewish Muslim section of Baltimore, so I had some fun with
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, I had some fun. I was out on the street talking to the Jews and the Muslims, wishing the Muslims happy Ramadan and stuff. She's like, I
Yeah,
can't
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. My father just went
take
to.
pictures. You talk to everybody. Everybody loves you.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm a little bit more surprised that it's like the Jewish that it's like harder for them to talk to you, but Muslims are always happy too.
Oh
My
yeah,
father just went to a Ramadan dinner.
yeah. They had the kids out walking them from the school on those the ropes with the little things that go on their wrists, so they're all together. They
Yeah,
were all
yeah.
hello, hello. They were all yelling. But yeah, there was a Jewish synagogue thing right across the street, and they were coming, and I was up on the balcony, and they all stood out there. Wendy's like, "Oh, you're killing me right now. You're killing me."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They came when I went up the next week. I was out there smoking. There, the guy came, carried his Bibles and everything. I'm like, "Good morning."
Yeah, yeah. Nah, it's good. I mean, it's good to be social and be like, yeah, your friends probably just like, I just want peace.
Hey, Bobby Carl.
Yo, what's up, Poppy Carl? How you doing?
Now, once again, that was a part of Baltimore that I'm not used to being in. I was a little, I looked it up before I went.
Yeah,
I didn't know that he was in one of those housing sections. I wasn't sure. I was just glad it wasn't the one down by the harbor.
right, right. Yeah.
Baltimore's changed a lot too since I've come here.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, parts that I went to seemed like they were never going to change, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, but I've only been in Maryland for what 30. How old's Steven? 32. I've only been here for like 35 years.
Yeah,
And I still prefer the bay over the ocean.
right.
I'd rather go to spend my day at the bay than at the ocean.
Yeah, yeah,
I think I live in,
yeah. It was
this is a area to live. We can go to Delaware pretty fast. We can go to New Jersey pretty fast. As far as if you love beaches, we're in a pretty good area.
no doubt. Yeah, it was I mean, like when we were growing up, it was wonderful how we had all those resources, like going to the bay, going to the harbor, going to the beach. A lot of things you could do are basically free. You know what I mean? So that was
Right,
great growing up like that.
right. And then where I'm at over here, I can be in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Virginia, all like within a half an hour.
Yeah, yeah. The fact that we're on Route 50. Well, we're on 29, but behind us is Route 50.
Right.
Easy way to get to Pennsylvania in an hour and a half or whatever. So really, when we settle all this stuff up, like my father is in the house across the street from our storage, which is down, the road from where we live. When we get all this straight, we're going to get a bigger storage, put that stuff. He needs to move to assisted living, something like that. And then we'll get on the road on 50, go down there and start looking for a home. Because again, at the end of this, we'll have like a check as well. That's what we're going to put it into. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Right, right.
And it's not going to be anywhere around here where it's $750,000 for a home. We're going to go find something that was built in the 1900s.
My house was built in 1939, from 1939 to 1940.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think we don't have. It's not bad. We have a resource of being able to hop on that road and get to Pennsylvania. many different towns that, a lot of them, there's people that kind of aren't employed and stuff like that. Maybe it's more suitable to our income level. It's kind of a big competition around here where people in our monetary position have to just get out of the way. Which is fine.
Right across down at the end of the country road here from me, they're putting up $1 million homes.
Yeah, they're doing that everywhere. Isn't that something?
They're $1 million homes. They put them up. They'll build one in a day. I wouldn't live in one of those if you paid me.
Right. Yeah, it's made like a barn raising. Everything is modular, and they just pull it up.
Yep. Yeah, they put it up in a day. My house they started building in 1939, and they didn't finish it till 1940. And it's
it should take about 4 or 5 years to build a house, but I worked for one of those companies once. I worked for one of those companies that makes those and puts them on a flatbed. So all I had to do was I was just like helping the crane operator, because it's really, when you got all that material on a wall, you put the crane pins in the wrong place, drop the wall, you lost a lot of money, and it happens. It happens. So it's important to like control that business. Let's see. Oh, Grady is in backstage, and Grady is now coming up
in the house. Hey, Grady.
What's up?
What's up, Grady? How you doing?
Oh, just hanging out, chilling.
What you have to do outside?
Well, my stove stopped working last night, so I went outside to like fuck with the breaker.
Damn, man.
And it worked. It came back on my stove.
Good. Okay, Dougie. Dougie's getting set up.
Like your heating stove, like your furnace or something?
No, my cooking, my oven. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in Texas, gal pal.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you call it an oven where we are or something, because the stove is the thing you walk by,
Stove, oven, whatever.
Yeah. Any weather problems? We're talking about the high winds, the weather around here. How's it going there?
Oh yeah, what part of Texas are you in? I saw the storm chasers were following it snowing there yesterday.
Well, I'm in Houston. It's not snowing, but
yeah, it was over on the other side of Texas.
Yeah, it's like 60 degrees, which is kind of cold. It was like 80 yesterday. So,
right. Yeah, 60 would be. It's probably approaching 60 right here, but we're not going to see 80.
Yeah, I'm just glad my oven came back on because, like, I just bought a bunch of meat and crap, that I can't really cook in the microwave.
Oh
yeah.
No
shit. Yeah.
Meat's like a fucking utility, you know what I mean?
Right now in the oven, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have an electric one. My electric unit on the burner, the unit on the bottom for the bake, it went out for the second time. The first time we bought one and plugged it back in. You unscrew the things and pull it out, and I bought one and put it back in. So my son said, "Do you just want to buy another oven? Do you think it's something in the oven, or do you want to buy another unit?" So I'm in limbo right now, debating. Don't want to buy another.
Those elements they plug in, right? So you can get the second one, plug it in. It'll work, but you don't know if that's the root problem. It might burn out in a week too. Yeah, there might be a wiring issue in there,
Yeah, so that's why we're debating, because that electric oven's like a Hot Point from Lowe's, which is the low level pool. They're $500 some. If I buy another unit, the units are $40 through Amazon. That would be $80 then. I mean, almost $100. So should I just buy another oven?
No, I would take the chance, because you know what? You know how easy Amazon returns. If it doesn't work, send it back. Get one shot.
How you doing, Joe?
If it's
I'm doing good, Dougie. How are you?
Hey, Doug.
Gal pal, Grady,
What's up?
no thing.
What have you been up to, Doug?
Today, lunch at my parents, and we played bridge.
Every Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, it's a Sunday schedule. Yeah,
Right on,
Mhm.
right on.
that's my
My
Sunday
father
schedule.
told me, I didn't know this, but when he grew up, his parents, when they were, their childhood homes were on the same street. I never knew that at all, not even that small detail. But what he did tell me is on Sunday, when they were doing Sunday, like whatever, big deal food, he went to both houses. He doubled it up.
Sure, why not?
I never knew that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, might as well enjoy it.
Gal pal, how was your day?
It was good. I had fun.
Good.
We had fun. Found out one of the bougier part of towns has become a shithole.
Yeah, Grady, speaking of meats, I'll tell you what, I ate something strange the other day because, like I said, I just been roasting everything. So I roasted some pork chops, made some veggie burgers the next day for the kids. I decided to put a pork chop on top of my veggie burger, like bacon, but it's kind of weird,
Pork chop on top of a veggie burger. Got it.
That's what I did. It was good.
I still don't think I've had a veggie burger.
Yeah.
I've never eaten one.
The veggie burgers suck, in my opinion, but the black bean burgers are pretty good.
Yeah. I guarantee.
Grady, I like black beans, Grady.
Yeah, they're good.
Absolutely, it's my favorite bean. Of course, is the black bean. I eat all kind of beans. I even eat lima beans, but the black beans are the best.
Yeah,
like the light bean, navy beans, and white beans. They don't have no flavor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I find.
Well, you're fortunate because a black bean is a very healthy bean, and even in comparison, so it's good that you prefer them. I kind of don't like them because they're too sweet for me. They lean towards grape or something,
Yeah, I ate. I was vegetarian for 2 years.
Yeah.
On purpose?
Yeah, and I noticed that all the non-meat products had some kind of reference to Satan.
Oh, well, that's what you call gluten, the protein that you make. When they make solid proteins out of gluten, they call it Satan.
Yeah, they call
and Morningstar.
Yeah, one company's called. Yeah, one company's called Morningstar. The other one's called literally Satan.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Satan is what they call that when you make it with the gluten. Yeah.
Yeah, they also call the Dark Lord that.
I didn't know that.
And
one,
the competing products called Morningstar. Give me a break.
We were eating Morningstar. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Gotcha.
I don't know. It just seemed weird to me, but there was a.
It's subversive. Eating veggie foods like that.
The best stuff, if you like meat, is called corn.
Yes, it is.
It's like a fungus. They grow in a bucket in Europe, down in some basements.
Like it's a mycelial protein. If like the Americans with diabetes or whatever, they really tout it because there's no sugars in it, and it is a protein. It's a mycoprotein.
It's exactly
corn is the best. Corn with a Q.
It's exactly like
a microprotein
flesh.
Myco, like mycelia, like
myco.
Fungus.
I got myco.
Fungus.
Yeah, I got it.
But I did a deep dive on it, and some guy found it in his basement, like growing in a bucket.
Yeah,
and he thought it looked kind of
the way that they word it on their packaging, they say, "We found what we were looking for growing in the back garden" or something.
Yeah,
it's very good though.
But to me, it's like fungus is living, right? So is that really vegan?
Well, there's right. That's a good question. That's you know the answer to that.
Well,
I mean, but vegans eat vegetables that grow and are living, right? I mean,
true.
Not only that, but they're big on.
I know fungus isn't a vegetable, but it's certainly not a animal.
You don't think?
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah,
is it?
Kinda. It is
an animal.
Well, it's a fungus.
Kinda.
But
Yeah,
don't
no,
think so.
it's like it's very, very. It's got a communication system. It's got an awareness. It's this interesting thing you got to look into.
Plants have awareness as well, though, right?
Well, yeah, but they don't. It's not the same as a mycelial economy colony.
I've heard the argument about mushrooms are actually not vegetables. I've never heard anyone say that fungus is actually an animal, though. Right?
Well, yeah, but okay. Let me say this: like a vegans, they have a preference for using a nutritional yeast, right? I mean, that's literally just an organism, right? So is it vegan? I mean, it's basically a little plant. I mean, a little animal, you know.
What?
A yeast is a living creature that eats sugar and things, but it's considered vegan.
I think plants are probably a lot more aware than we realize. You know, they probably do feel pain.
I've watched the documentaries. I believe plants are aware. Yeah. I haven't done independent research, but I have watched the documentaries. You know.
Yeah. It does seem
right,
like,
but what is pain? What is pain to a plant?
Well, I think they're aware that when they die, and
oh yeah,
they
I don't think
freak out.
I don't think they want. I think plants actually like some people and not other people is what they proved.
They like music too.
Music. They respond to music, but they did a study with the plants, and I don't know how they hook up the wires to judge what the plant think. But people who treat the plants nicely are warmly received. People who come in and are abusive of the plants,
right?
The plants do the difference.
Right? Yeah, I play music for my plants. I talk about my plants. I take care of my plants like that.
Whatever that's worth. At least that was the subject matter in the documentary I watched 30 years ago, or whatever.
Yeah, and plants hate punk music too.
No, they don't.
That's their least favorite form of music, supposedly.
I know. I have their favorite album though. Do you guys have their favorite album? Mort Garson made it called Plantasia. It's music to play at your plants. I have that one.
Sounds like a Rick Wakeman album to me. I don't know.
Nah, Mort Garson, he was one of the first people who had a Moog synthesizer.
Joe, I'm joking, right? You understand?
Oh no, I know that. I know. No. I'm just giving you context. So like the synthesizer track for the moon landing, that was him. But he made an album, thematic albums, and one of them was specifically to play at your plants. And I have that. Actually, I have all of them though. That's a good one.
But yeah, I felt really good when I was vegan.
You did?
And
it depends on the food.
I felt
a bunch of Morning Stars
and...
will give you a punch in the gut, like because there's too much compressed gas in that soy, you know.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of. I was eating a lot of very what do you call it? Processed foods, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would end up eating a lot of like potato chips and shit like that I normally wouldn't eat.
Did you make sure there was no whey in them?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty stickler. I had all these weird brands I fucking ate. I love Vegan-A's. I don't know if you've had that.
It's great. It's delicious.
Yeah,
like an olive oil
Vegan-A's. Like it tastes as good as mayonnaise to me. There's really no reason to have because it's a lot healthier than mayonnaise, but it's also a lot.
Doug, you don't like mayonnaise though at all, right?
I don't what?
You don't like mayonnaise, right?
You know what? I eat mayonnaise if it's there, but no, I don't put mayonnaise on things.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm not a huge fan of mayonnaise. I prefer butter. I don't know. I mean, on my sandwich, I don't know.
Yeah, that could work.
But if the mayonnaise is there, I mean, I'll eat potato salad. I'll eat, you know what I mean, stuff that's made with mayonnaise.
Well, like on the Italian side, if they were making home hoagies or whatever, they toasted the bread and poured oil on it. Like that's how they made it.
Yeah, I don't put mayonnaise on my sandwich from the deli. I don't. I get it with.
Right.
I don't put mayonnaise on that shit. Yeah.
Right. But if you do like mayonnaise and you're Vegan-A's, they have olive oil ones. They have rapeseed ones. They're really good and they're a lot lighter.
What's mayonnaise? Mayonnaise is egg whites. Mayonnaise is like egg whites, isn't it?
Yeah, it's oil and egg yolk.
And egg whites and oil and stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It
A little
also made
vinegar,
me.
oil, and egg yolk, and then you whip it.
Is
You
it
have to
yolk
whip it
or
really
is it
well.
yolk or whites?
It's the yolk.
It's the yolk. Okay.
Yeah, because it's the yolk acting with the vinegar. Then then you aerate it with the oil, and that whips it into the cream. You know, the vinegar is kind of cooking the yolk, and then you emulsify the other bit, and then a little bit of salt and pepper or whatever you like.
Emulsify is a good word.
Yeah, the oil and the egg, yeah, to mix them.
Mhm.
It seems easy
Aerate.
to
I
make.
said aerate the first time, but it really is emulsified. Yeah.
But I mean, you couldn't do it homemade and be assured you're not going to get salmonella. I don't think.
You don't really want to, yeah. But I mean, if I've done it, I just put a shitload of lemon juice in it, you know. And also, if it's like 4 days, I'm not going to keep it, you know.
Yeah.
But I
You
use
put
lemon juice.
you put lemon juice in it. You're making Miracle Whip then, right, or whatever.
Or
that stuff.
hollandaise.
Yeah,
Hollandaise, yeah.
Hollandaise.
Hollandaise, you heat it up, right?
hollandaise is warm. Yes.
Oh, I hate Miracle Whip.
I do not like Miracle Whip, but I don't know.
Miracle Whip can fuck right the fuck off, man.
It's real sweet. I don't like it. It's kind of like, I don't know.
See, I grew up hating.
Maybe.
I grew up hating mayonnaise because my mom always used Miracle Whip, and I thought Miracle Whip was mayonnaise, you know.
Oh yeah,
So I
bad
didn't.
one, yeah. You know what's worse than that? Remember, you can go in the store and get the generic one that just says salad dressing. That's even sad to, you know, compared to Miracle Whip. That one's terrible.
Anything that says zesty, I don't like. If it says zesty, I'm not a zesty
What
guy.
I've been learning
you know?
lately, though, is that all processed foods are bad for you. None of them are good. Some are much worse than others. Some are not as bad as others, but they're all bad.
So my son's being within like a year of each other, between 12 and 14. At about 12, we're looking at it with the doctor about how much weigh and this and that. And so the doctor's like, okay, this one, the little one, needs to get 50 pounds off. My father's like, I don't see 50 pounds there or whatever. And anyways, we went with a philosophy of getting the least processed food, meaning that we wanted their body to do the work instead of some factory 2 months ago, you know, sort of digesting and chewing up the food. And it absolutely worked. And then when they crossed over 14, because they weren't carrying that extra weight, now they can eat whatever they want. Because at that point in time, they weren't carrying that weight that they would have been fighting forever. Because what happens is you don't lose fat cells after that point anymore. You don't lose the count, the number. You can shrink them, but you can't lose the number. So we did the right thing, but we did it with the philosophy of let the processing go on in their body, not outside. So we gave them a bunch of as raw as possible type food and grains, things that were like oatmeal, you know, things like that. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
When I was vegan, I noticed that, you know, I had a tremendous amount of gas. You know, I was farting constantly, and it smelled like the worst kind of fart you ever smelled in your fucking life. And I also
like broccoli powder. Yes, sir.
I always heard you're supposed to shit 3 times a day, which seems unbelievable to me, but I was shitting 3 times a day, like, and a very consistent, like, not diarrhea, like a real, like, I had a lot of roughage from eating vegan, you know.
This is exactly, we wanted to get here as quickly as possible.
So whenever I meet these chicks that are vegan and shit, and they're kind of hot and everything, I just always think
turns it down for you.
Yeah, they're like shitting their ass off, farting their ass off everywhere, you know, like in private.
Okay. So I get it.
Tens of thousands of years, though, I think mankind's civilization, only really ate once a day, and then it was only, you know, certainly still in biblical times they talk about it. They only had 1 meal a day, right? Yeah. And that changed, of course. You know, at some point, we started eating more frequently. But you know, I don't eat 3 meals a day. I only make 1 meal a day, and that's at lunchtime. I eat nothing before I eat lunch, right? And then I graze at dinner time. You know, I just kind of pick at stuff or whatever, eat leftovers, get something from the fridge. I don't make another meal. I don't make another meal though. You know,
it's good that you do it earlier because it's not like you're going to sleep soon. So that's good that you put time in between. Because we generally eat one meal too, but we do it too late pretty much. But it's just our lifestyle. And also the other thing, Grady, again, I don't want to talk about it too much, but being in there 3 times a day, sometimes that's like a waste of time. Eating once a day because you got to get somewhere and you got to get the food and you don't want to carry it. It's a hassle tomorrow morning. So that all makes sense. Got to move on. There were times where we definitely wouldn't have survived without meat. Not right now, but that's why vegans have that luxury. But as you said, if Grady's looking at you in the face and he's thinking one thing and he's thinking you might have grass stains somewhere else, it kind of downgrades you right away. So I get it, Grady. I get it. I'm with you.
Yeah, my hair started falling out, so I quit.
Yeah,
your hair was falling out.
Yeah, in patches. Like I had like bald patches all over my fucking head. Like I think I have. I mean, I definitely have male pattern baldness anyway, but it wasn't that. It was like big clumps coming out. Like
that was the result of your diet.
I think so because I was vegan, and
if you don't eat meat, there's 0 B vitamins. There's a lot of vital vitamins that are gone. And even these vegan companies, when they say they've got some kind of B or whatever, essentially that's going to be sourced from a meat. So you lose this vitamin unless you supplement it, and you're only going to supplement it with something that's non-vegan anyway, no matter how they package it.
I know there's plenty of places in the world where people eat much less meat than Americans, but they don't exclude it from their diet.
Right. Yeah, that's our household.
Less.
You're supposed
We're
to
the
have
kind of household where we live on beans and rice,
later.
but we have our meats on top,
Yeah, we eat a lot more meat than many other countries in the world. Absolutely.
And Grady, yes, you can feel really good vegan eating like nice whole foods. And I used to like fry up chickpeas, and I would make fried rice. And I would make, what do you call that? Stir fry and all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, you could feel great with all that. And then, like you said, you could eat those soy products that give you like really bad pain gas, you know what I mean? Or it's those specialty chips and things you're eating. Who knows what kind of olestrum and things that are in those, And plastics that are passing as well. Yeah, they're not animal, but, they're essentially like a paraben or a plastic,
Hey,
What's up,
Nobby?
Nobby Noble in the chat.
It made me feel like a pussy too,
I see Papa Carl there.
Like I felt like I was more of a pushover when I was vegan.
You were giving in.
Like I had no like ability to like even like argue.
Oh, you had low iron
thought,
too. I was straight up anemic one time, but yeah, I had really low iron. But yeah, I you're right. You get this fog of mind where your resistance is even down. So you'll get talked into a lot more. You'll be like, yeah, whatever.
They do that in cult too. That's why a lot of cults are vegan.
Yeah,
they
vegan and
get them in this like.
You gotta here. Let's go. Here we go. You gotta like chant and pray and aspirate and wear out your body and don't call any of your friends and just no more meat. Yeah, that's right. No vitamins. That's how cults work. You got it, Brady.
Oh, that's I study these old psychology college films, and they would actually do horrible shit to people and film it for the college students back in the 40s and 50s. But yes. they had these twin orphans, and one of them they treated like a king, and the other one they ignored and shunned.
Yeah.
And from birth.
Yeah, and they filmed it all, and they
from birth. Yeah, I think I've seen this.
And the one kid, he reverted the one they treated badly. He would just sit there all day doing what you were doing, like rocking back and forth. They had no like. Then they tried to switch it around. They tried to treat the one they treated like a king its whole life, like a shithole, and tried to like treat that one like a king. And they could never get him to come out of that state. He was just like. They totally fucked this poor kid up just for some research.
Yeah.
I think that the
Philip Zimbardo days.
Orphans were viewed differently back then.
Yeah, well, I think they still are.
Right?
I mean,
Many times back then, an orphan was simply because their mother was unwed and didn't, right? And that's what made them orphans, right?
Like even like a not just a family secret, but a town secret. Nobody
Well,
saw
they
that.
would, they would leave him at the church, right, or wherever, whatever it would be, and I don't think that they were given the respect that they were due. I don't think that they were treated like the rest of society. They were looked upon as I don't want to say expendable, but for
well, almost as a resource. I mean, we have adoption
Yeah.
mills and things now that happen in private homes.
Yeah,
they become a resource and things.
So
back in those days, they could use it for public research.
They used them as a resource. Correct.
Yeah, like for public research and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like I said, I mentioned Philip Zimbardo.
They
You must
still
have
do,
run into
though.
that, Grady,
they
with
still
all of that,
do.
right?
They research
Yeah, now
all
become
kinds of they research all kinds of medications on the orphans and shit, not just psychiatric meds, all kinds of shit.
Mhm.
Similar to how they treat the military sometimes.
They used to. They really don't do that much anymore, but they certainly have a history of it.
I don't think. In fact, I think
like military
CPS
minority groups that they put together and using them specifically.
I think CPS is just a big fucking ring of like not for sex, but they sell kids. Like if you're a poor kid, you got a blonde haired, blue eyed white baby, they'll fucking
CPS
take
is
it like in a
dangerous.
second, and they're
CPS
selling
is
it.
dangerous.
They're selling it to some rich family. They're getting paid somehow, and then
Department of Social Services.
No, the CPS, the Child Protective. You got to.
They'll have like poor kids that are like literally getting their ass beat.
Oh
they
yeah,
don't do shit.
You're up to no good. They do all kinds of
You
evil
got
shit. They do
just the fact that they have the legal right to check a child out like from the library. I'll bring them back in a few hours or whatever. They start doing all those things just from there. It's
they take advantage. Like you said, they take advantage and they use them as resources. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, and
Nobby is here.
Wanting children with blue eyes and blonde hair, red hair and green eyes, and yes, blue eyes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Continue on that, Grady.
But I mean, people will. I mean, it's even like a handicapped, mentally retarded minority kid will get adopted very quickly. If you
I
allow,
don't know that. I don't.
They will. They have these very these very high standards for some people. Like they won't even let somebody adopt a kid if they're fat. I don't know if it's better for them to be in the system than at a fat guy's house.
I think that depending on how much money you have to put in, you could probably get the child of your choice. But a lot of people adopting, they don't have all those resources, and I think that they more or less, have a not less say in the selection.
I know one of those people that
and they're happy with the opportunity that they're presented.
They're happier, because they want them. Yeah.
Hey, Nobby, how you doing?
All right, great, man.
Oh, there you go. That's better.
Yeah, just
different time of day, Nobby.
Yeah,
think about it. The whole child thing in our world's fucked up. People, women get pregnant and take the overnight pill and get abortions to throw them away when people desperately would like to have them. And then there's selectively pick the sperm and the egg to have certain babies. When I had Autumn, they tried to get me to abort her because they said she had cystic fibrosis from umbilical fluid, because when they did the sonogram, they saw in her forming lungs at whatever weeks they took the sonogram. So they sent me to the University of Maryland to, baby doctor specialists to say, oh yeah, her flags show that the baby's going to have cystic fibrosis. And I said, I don't give a shit. I'm going to have this baby. But there was a couple in there that argued that they were going to get rid of their baby because they already had too many boys and that one was going to be a boy. I went ballistic and stormed outside on the street. Steve had to drag me to the car before I would get arrested. What the fuck is wrong with people? You throwing your baby
Yeah.
away? You don't want the
Well,
sex?
like I said, some people approach it in that regard. They're gonna get what they want, period. I think it's kind of gross, myself personally.
I think that both sides of what
I
you
think
were
it's kinda
witnessing are
gross.
bad. Because even like the doctors being like, oh, let's test for things, and if we find traits, they'll give you the option to get rid of it. I think their side is just as bad as the other side, if you know what I mean. You know, just as bad as the fact that somebody wants the let's test drive it before we buy it. You know, just because they want that service, and also the fact that the doctor's providing it, and they're like, oh, we found such and such in the fluid of a umbilical cord because that's the test we're working on. You know, they're just monkeying around, really.
The twist in Galpal story is that her daughter does not have cystic fibrosis.
Exactly. So I think the doctor's meddling was unnecessary.
He was wrongly diagnosed in utero.
Because I think they were monkeying around with the only test they had around, and they're like, oh, this looks like this could be bad too. Now, if they're wrong and you go with them and you abort, you'll never know they were wrong.
Well, we also had this theory, me and my old man and some of our friends. We were a middle income family, and we wondered if it was a twisted thing that they were like, can they really afford another child? Should they be having another child?
How close to the NIH were you? You never know.
To the NIH?
Because I grew up around all that stuff, you know.
Oh, well, I do know
National Institute of Health.
And that would be what you're talking about. If they were targeting you based on your sort of status, then that would be like a industrial eugenics. You know, they're making a decision on who should have the next brood.
Well, I do know this. We live very close to Fort Detrick. I mean, where we live, there's a lot of shit going on.
There is. That's what I think. But I don't know, you know.
We had taken
I think there's a lot of war.
Eye surgery, and we did get state healthcare help with that because of our income.
Exactly. But if you think about that in a very sort of suspicious way, you could say, okay, there's the income and I mean the assistance that they provided and treatment that was financed. They wouldn't have to finance that had said family not grown. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well,
so that's just on the very suspicious end of it.
I think I have lots of thoughts about this.
Of course.
And of course, I would have to say that, you know, accidental pregnancy, although I understand it occurs, it doesn't have to happen. People can exercise more due diligence than that, right? Of course, you can't expect to never have accidental pregnancy. Of course, it's going to happen, right?
It's going to happen. It could happen, but at the same time, we do know how we get pregnant, right? Like most of us.
It's been on the decline now for a few decades, right? The accidental pregnancy thing.
Well,
through education. And 1 minute, please. And with the use of education and societal changes, you know, it takes generations to make societal changes. And one of them is that I think people are more aware of not getting pregnant by accident. I think that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, get out of that risky behavior. You know what leads to what. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, it changed because the government helped provide low-income women and the right for women to have abortions. Unfortunately, a president came along a few years ago and changed all that and took away the abortion rights and the abortion clinics and the free health care for women and all the birth control and stuff and changed it so it's on the uprise again.
Poppy, poor Poppy.
I think accidental pregnancy has been trending down for about three decades now.
I believe so. I hope so.
I believe it'll continue.
Poppy Carl, don't cringe at your future.
I believe it will continue to trend downward. Now, the other issue about finding out your baby isn't perfect and deciding to abort it. Joe, as you know, I actually have a handicapped child, right?
And I don't know what specific conditions.
A lot like cerebral palsy. Not quite.
Okay.
You know, her brain didn't develop fully in utero, and she doesn't have, she's unable literally to do anything for herself.
Okay.
Needs 24/7 care. And my wife at the time, my first wife, sued the doctor for wrongful life. That's what the suit was.
Right.
Wrongful life.
Sure. Yeah.
It's ironic. But
No,
her
I
argument was that the doctor failed to diagnose the condition in utero, allowing her the options to terminate the pregnancy.
And the lawyer's going to get 80% of that thought.
I don't know. Now, I couldn't wholeheartedly support her in her suit.
Right.
Because
it's an act of nature. That's why. It's an act of nature.
Well, it was undiagnosed because they didn't do certain tests, not routine tests, but tests that if seen precursors for, they would have done a different test and discovered this. They didn't see the precursors, and so we're told. Of course, we're not doctors, and we don't really know. We just know what we're told.
What she tested
But they're
for?
telling you that they follow the standard guidelines. They didn't go to further tests. Had they gone to further tests,
we would have died. Now, Galpal, you asked something?
Well, how would they have found it? Was she tested for?
They would have had to check. I'm not exactly sure what further tests were needed, but there were no precursors in the umbilical fluid, and that's
so they did the standard. They didn't see the need to roll out the next course of tests, and
they don't even
in the possible next courses, it could have been detected in the possible next courses, but they didn't see a reason to pursue.
They didn't see any need to do the tests.
Why? They don't even check fluid unless there's something suspicious in a sonogram. What was suspicious in the sonogram?
I'm not sure.
That doesn't even sound like a reason. I mean, what was her reason for going after him?
He wouldn't know because that's that one detail,
The lawyer said it's not uncommon to sue for wrongful life in a situation like this. I couldn't get it wrapped around my head that it was actually wrongful to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
To pursue it, yeah.
The only reason
to know that you could create life and that you've done something wrong.
The only reason that they checked my fluid was because they do sonograms now.
Yes.
When they did the sonogram, her little lungs that were forming didn't look right. So then they drew fluid. That would be the only way that they would have known is when they did a sonogram.
Okay. I'm not sure what they saw that they drew fluid for. They might have seen something.
But did they even draw fluid?
I beg your pardon?
Did they even
draw
fluid?
They have autism. And my daughter, when she was born, had a hole in her heart. And right after she was born, my wife, left for a while. And so I didn't really tell anybody. I just had to watch for 3 years. I was on sonograms and that, And it was
up
again. That was cool. Oh, yeah.
You're breaking up pretty good, your audio.
Okay.
Grady, thanks for coming. I guess we lost Grady. So I'm not actually sure, Galpal. I don't have all the answers. I could look into it.
How you doing, Nobby?
Great, Kelpa.
Good. Good to see you.
Out of my jumper now. I'm in shirts now. It's got to 16 degrees today.
16 Celsius. Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So 53 is 14 Celsius.
I don't know how to do that.
No, I'm trying to figure it out in what it is for us. Yeah, we're still having winds. Windy. Wow, what?
Well, I lost the screen out of my pipe, and I'm just amazed it's not laying right here because I couldn't imagine where it got off to. You know? No biggie. I got others.
Okay, so it sounds.
Okay.
Sound check. That's better. Why do you think you were breaking
Yeah,
up like that?
I had to go all the way out. It's I don't know. It might be that my was home and he's probably streaming, squeezing the line.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. It started out good, but it's not much better.
It did it when it started doing it on him when I first came out too.
All right. Well, you know what, guys? Thanks for coming up. Nobby, I'm sorry we didn't even really get to talk yet. I'm gonna go make them dinner, and I'll use my other phone when I come back later.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Joe.
All right.
We're gonna go.
I'll make them some veggie burgers with bacon on top tonight.
Oh,
right.
bacon, God food.
See you later.
See you soon. Bye. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming, Nobby.